Dr. Mark Cameron from Southern Connecticut State University. You've done quite a lot of work on the common factors. You've published in peer-reviewed journals, you've written a book on the topic. So tell us a little bit about common factors and what you think you would want other clinicians to know about it.
Well, I think one of the appeals for me with common factors is that it feels to a lot of us like what we naturally do and what we normally do. And this idea that you can boil down these hundreds of models of practice that exist into some basic principles is wonderfully appealing. So that combination is great, right? This idea that I have some native instincts, I have some basic competencies built up through life, I use them in my practice, and I like them, I want to use them. I think this model honors all of that.
What you're saying, there's research to support this. Like when they look at who are the therapists who are really great?
Yeah. Super shrinks, right?
Yeah, the super shrinks. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Right? And there's something about them being super genuine.
Yeah.
People. I mean, they are themselves. They're not super great technicians with the model or with skills. There's something about them as a person that's unleashed and free in a session. Does that sound similar to what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think one of the challenges that I think we have to be respectful of is that the typical clientele for a lot of our students and for practitioners, kids, people with few resources, profound life stresses.
Right.
So the idea that we can come in with a psychotherapy model, purely in mind, without making adaptations,
right,
is part of the challenge. And I think with those kinds of clients, we do have to do something a little bit different.
Sure.
And so the idea of being authentic,
Yeah.
when the pull is a hostile one,
Right.
is a great dilemma for a student or even a seasoned practitioner.
Yeah, it can be scary.
So the idea of depersonalizing into a role offers safety, but also in a sense is respectful of the client. So I understand it, but I think ultimately it's not great.
Right. But if you're able to be yourself and see that work a few times, that's probably an epiphany for people. Like there's a sense of, I didn't think I could do that. This is almost a freeing of how they can be with the client from that point forward.
I get those reports from students.
See, I bet you do. Yeah.
And this is the harder part.
Yeah.
Is I do think, and this is in the literature, in some literatures, and not that the common factors people stress it because they don't, but there has to be that measured, careful, disequilibrated experience on the part of the person doing change work.
Yeah.
So we can't just reassure, we can't just support, we can't just advise, we can't just teach, because that won't be enduring or substantive. It really won't.
Right.
We have to have at least a therapeutic moment or more with someone to really change their trajectory in life.
Right.
And I think that's what we should be about with the clients that can do it.
So that discomfort is the catalyst that pushes people in a new direction. You just want to make sure it's a healthy direction, that they're going somewhere.
Yeah, you want to
us. Yeah.
strategically induce the right amount of cognitive dissonance type experience where someone is intrinsically motivated, as you say, to do something different, see something different, manage their feeling differently, make different decisions in life.
And you think that sometimes clinicians are uncomfortable creating that discomfort. They want to make things calmer, more relaxed, more safe for the client, and they take away that opportunity for growth.
Yeah, my students, and I'm doing research on this actually, my students seem to think that it's kind of like an electrified fence. When you get a little anxious because you're approaching something difficult or emotional, I think what they think is that's when you stop and maybe turn around.
Right.
And I think because we're in such a conservative era, with trigger warnings in the safe classroom,
Sure.
I think the student typically feels like they should not be discomforted.
Right.
But then I think nothing really changes.
Yeah. So really, maybe what the person needs to do is climb the electric fence, get to the other side.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
it. I think so.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks,
This is really fascinating. Really appreciate your
Great
time and
talking to you.
sharing your expertise with us.
My pleasure.
All right.
Completely.
Thanks.
All right.